No, we need to acknowledge that mental health challenges and seeking support when needed is not a sign of weakness, but it's a demonstration of strength and self-awareness.
Kung hindi ako nagkakamali, ako ay tama.
Good morning, mahal.
Good morning, mahal.
Iba naman kasi yung kilig mo.
Okay.
Kanino bang request?
Request na ni Papayo.
Kay
Yan.
Papayo. Okay, what was the question?
Kung hindi ako nagkakamali, ako ay tama. Corny.
Hala, nag-joke.
Ito naman, joke na nga yun. Hindi pa yun ang sinasabi.
Ay, maganda yung joke
Tama
mo't na yun. Hindi siya kailangan ng explanation.
Ako ka dyan. Lang nga tayo sa topic. So, first and foremost, thank you very much, Papayo, for this, for the topic na you shared to us now. I think this is also very timely, no? Ang topic natin is about, is the world really talking about mental health more these days? Or are people just getting soft? Yun. Medyo complex yung topic natin ngayon, no?
So, but before you answer that question, I have a question for you.
Sige. Eto, patay tayo dito. Sige, sige. Basta tandiyan nyo kung hindi ako nagkakamali, ako ay tama. Sige.
Since you mentioned about being soft,
Sige.
so why did the emotionally soft computer keep freezing? Okay, so the emotionally soft computer keep freezing because it couldn't handle too many terabytes of data.
Ulitin mo.
Kainis naman to eh.
Please.
The em-
Namamana ka na sa akin, ha?
The emotion.
Kailangan ipaliwanag
No,
mo sa
listen,
kanila. Paliwanag mo sa kanila yan.
listen. I'll emphasize it.
Sige,
So
sige.
the emotionally soft computer keep freezing because it couldn't handle too many terabytes of data.
Oh, yung pala yun. Terabyte. Akala ko
Yun.
terabyte eh. Terabyte.
Terabytes.
Tatawa na ako dahil sa terabyte.
Ano, wala na. Sige, let's go ahead. Wala na. Expired na yun.
Okay, sige.
Sige.
So,
So, ano question niya? Are we getting, Are we getting soft?
if people are just getting soft.
If people are just getting soft, that's why, that's why there's increase in mental health awareness, or it's just that there's an actual increase of mental health awareness. Tama ba pagkakaintindi ko?
Parang it's a discussion na whether the world is talking more about mental health, parang ganun. These
Oo.
days.
Or we are just,
yung mga tao are just becoming soft, ganun.
So when we say becoming soft, ano ba ibig sabihin nun? Hindi yung joke ko kanina. Siguro pag sinabing soft,
Siguro,
ano yan, being oversensitive or vulnerable, no? Ganun yata ibig sabihin.
Siguro, when you say na becoming soft, siguro magbabalik tanaw tayo sa mga nagdaang panahon about yung mga discourses na surrounding mental health issues, no? Yung, are people truly becoming soft, diba? When it comes to mental health, actually debatable yan eh. Diba, dahil sa complexity ng cultural and yung shift ng or yung tatag natin na generational shifts from media influence and even yung mga differing perspectives, diba? Yun, siguro yung nagre-raise ng mga crucial questions about yung understanding ng tao tungkol sa mental health.
Yeah. Well, I slightly agree, but I slightly disagree din.
Backslide
And
lang.
it's a half-half. Oh,
So, half-half. O, sige
yeah.
na nga, papayag na ako.
Well, you know why? Because I think I do believe, and I think it's also based on statistics that there's a growing importance talaga of mental health awareness.
Mhm.
It's not just a matter of the world getting soft eh.
Oo.
Because sige, share ko sa'yo. Meron kasing according to World Health Organization, although the
Ano ba yan?
data,
Statistic ba yan?
yeah,
Okay.
yes, I'm trying to explain to you now why there's a rise of mental health awareness and why is it important,
And I'm
no?
trying to listen to you right now.
Yeah, makinig ka. Makinig ka. Makinig ka kasi.
Okay,
Uh,
fine.
so, makinig ka kasi para hindi tayo magsasapawan.
Nakikinig na nga ako
Para
eh.
hindi daw tayo magsasapawan. Sige.
Huwag ka kasing titig sa akin. Nawawala ako sa concentration.
Bakit ka ako nagsasalita? Ba't ikaw nawawala sa concentration? Ako
Hindi ko
nagsasalita
alam.
eh. Makulit ka.
Hindi ko alam
Sige.
bakit.
So, according to World Health Organization kasi, so
Uh-huh.
this is based on the 2019 data, pre-pandemic, um, the rate of depression and anxiety is about 3.2 per 100,000 capita. While during the pandemic, it rose to a massive 25%. So imagine, gano nagballoon yung anxiety and depression. And after pandemic, iba-iba na. So there are countries that it rose to more pa to even a 31%, and ibang countries naman ano naman siya, nag-mellow down na naman siya as the pandemic closes. Now, that's why 90% of the countries surveyed about mental health and they increased their awareness campaigns to the point na they included it yung psychosocial support sa COVID-19 protocols dati. Pero according to Dr. Tedros G, World Health Organization Director General, yung information natin about mental health around the world is just the top of the iceberg lang. Since mahirap kasi kumuha ng data, ng actual data of each eh. Kasi we have a health issue that we are focusing on. So, I would agree na, and I do believe so, the tip of the iceberg lang talaga yung data na meron tayo. So, with an increase of anxiety and depression, yung pandemic push us to unprecedented stress levels talaga eh. Yung social isolation during that time, people were afraid, they were lonely, my fear of getting infected, fear of suffering, fear of death, no, and meron pa mga financial worries and exhaustion, lalo-lalo na sa amin mga healthcare workers during that time, which led to a 27% rise ng suicide. Tapos, yung major depressive disorder naman rose to 28% and 26% naman din yung sa anxiety levels. So, yung naging cause nito, naging impact worldwide. Kaya dumami and nagbuo yung mga governing bodies of mental health groups, mental health support groups para naman i-counter naman tong pangyayaring to. So, naging cause nito, bakit siya tumaas? Kasi aside from globally we're focusing on the healthcare, meron din tayong low social support, kumbaga, kasi nga we're isolated from each other.
Mm.
There's physical and mental exhaustion, tapos may
Mhm.
mga poor physical health talaga. Sleep disturbance, yun, isa din yun sa nakakapagbigay sa atin ng mga negative mental suggestions. And then, yung mga pre-existing mental health disorders na. So, itong suicide, imagine, um, top 20 cause of death siya worldwide as of recent data by Meter. So, 1.4% siya, which roughly, as to the counted population, nasa around 680 to 700,000 per year. Just this year. Pero if you look at the previous data, mga nasa around from 2019, mga nasa nag-aano talaga, tumatama talaga siya sa 700,000 deaths per year due to suicide. So imagine that one. So with that data alone, we need talaga to increase the campaigns for mental health awareness. And among the age group naman, yung suicide is the fourth leading cause among 15 to 29 years old. And for those 30 to 40s, nasa 8th leading cause of death naman siya. So imagine that one. And 77% naman occurs sa mga low to middle income countries. And there's increase in males, more than females, of suicide deaths. Because although sa female, mas maraming nag-a-attempt ng suicide, pero hindi kasi siya nakukumplete. But success rate of suicide kasi mas mataas sa males, among males. So yun ang based on CDC and WHO data. Kaya kailangan talaga na we strengthen the mental health awareness campaigns. So that's why I said partial ako dun sa sinabi mo that we may be getting soft. I do think that it's more of the need and the relevance of what's going on rather than the people getting soft. So that's my stand. So yun.
Okay. Siguro balikan lang natin yung na-mention mo about yung sa ah, pre pre pre, pre sa pre-pandemic, no. It's about the COVID-19 pandemic, 'di ba?
Mm.
Na na-associate doon sa pag-increase ng mental health.
Mm.
Siguro first and foremost kasi nagkaroon ng lockdowns, 'di ba? So, yung mga social distancing measures, tsaka yung mga pagka-quarantine, 'di ba, na-limit yung social interaction natin. So, nagkaroon tayo ng, what you call this, social isolation, 'di ba? Siyempre 'pag isolated ka, naroon yung loneliness, 'di ba, na maaaring mag-lead din sa or result to anxiety, depression, 'di ba? Ah, nagkakaroon ka ng sense of disconnection. Tapos siguro, isa pa natin puwedeng i-relate 'yan kung bakit, during COVID-19 pandemic, actually na-rule out na ba tayo na free na tayo sa COVID? Hindi pa.
We're getting there naman. There's no scare
Okay, well,
anymore.
inano ko
And
lang, clear ko lang.
there's no scare anymore. That's why some countries bumaba yung ano nila due to this anxiety and depression because of the pandemic. Bumaba
Okay.
siya. Mm.
So going back dun sa pandemic na dumating sa ating COVID-19, 'no, isa po siguro na puwede nating, i-associate, ng significant increase ng mental health issues is yung economic instability o yung pagkawala ng mga trabaho ng iba, 'no, which resulted nga sa mga financial stress. Siyempre 'pag wala kang trabaho, paano papakainin yung pamilya mo, 'di ba? If may pamilya ka. If not naman, if ikaw naman yung breadwinner, 'di ba?
Mm.
Papaano ka makakatulong sa pamilya mo kung wala ka namang trabaho, 'di ba? So, meaning nagkakaroon yun ng financial worries na tinatawag, 'di ba? Kaya magre-result din sa mental health problems. Tapos ano pa ba? I'm just discussing some kasi alam ko ito rin yung gustong malaman ni Papa Yu, eh. Maaring ang gusto rin niyang malaman kung yung mental health natin during the pandemic, di ba?
Mm.
Yung nga, ano ba sinabi ko? Yung mga lockdowns, di ba? Yung financial, nandun din yung takot kasi. Kasi hindi tayo familiar eh. Di ba? We don't know what COVID-19 is, di ba? Nung dumating dito. So, merong uncertainty, tsaka fear about yung mga virus itself, di ba? Yung concern sa personal health natin, and of course, yung concern din natin sa family natin. So, I think that's one thing na nakakapagbigay ng anxiety tsaka stress sa tao, 'di ba? Tsaka yung routine natin nagbago kasi 'di ba? Nawala ang work, meron mang work from home, 'di ba? Schools are online, 'di ba? So it's really a very big adjustment sa 'di ba? Sa naghahanap buhay at the same time sa mga estudyante natin. Tapos siguro para wag nang humaba, yung last na lang na gusto kong mabigyan ng attention dito is yung ano yung health anxiety during the pandemic, di ba? Na widespread talaga. It really generated wide, widespread health anxiety, di ba? Sa
Mm.
individuals. Yung worrying, di ba? Yung symptom, yung worrying. Tapos, yung constantly monitoring ng health, di ba? Tsaka yung, we see, people are seeking, reassurance kung ano ang mangyayari sa atin after this, COVID-19, anong maging maibibigay ng service ng gobyerno during and after pandemic regarding sa yun siguro.
True. At saka mahirap talaga during the pandemic, especially for us health workers, no, na we are on the front lines. Im, yung stress and anxiety talaga eh, especially those who are already vulnerable with it ba. Um, Imagine from, you know, facing like the common emergencies in the ER from chronic diseases and acute diseases and yung mga usual day-to-day uh, tasks ng mga nasa wards and even in the outpatient department and our clinics, no, we got used to parang ganun lang siya eh. We do it every day. But then when the pandemic hit kasi, it was in massive volume and in massive severe levels kasi siya eh. So, everybody was caught off guard. Kaya nagkakaubusan ng mga gamit, nagkakaubusan ng mga healthcare workers kasi nga pati din sila nagkakasakit and there were those fallen heroes then that,
Yeah.
you know, 'di ba?
Ang daing doktor, no?
Ang daming doktor, mga nurses, and even yung mga assists sa yung mga IWs natin, no, mga auxiliaries natin, no, they were also hit by that just by trying to help others. Instead of staying at home, being isolated, we are forced to go out and then treat other people. But in spite of that, there were still people who were ungrateful and parang nandiri pa sa amin. And yung um, may iba na those we have healthcare workers who are renting, 'di ba?
Yeah, yeah.
Pinapalaya sila sa
Mhm.
apartments nila. Tapos paglabas nila parang pinagdidiran pa ng mga tao, tinatapunan ng mga Zonrox, ng mga mababahong tubig, ganyan, just to get them away eh. And it
Yeah.
was really sad. And
Yeah, it
since
is.
we were on lockdown, there were like barangays and sitios na sinasara, di ba? And there were
Mhm.
like barangay frontliners naman na sees to it na yung labas-pasok dyan, um, talagang from their location lang, from their area lang. So, there were some, I heard na yung mga healthcare workers, hindi na pinapapasok pag uwi.
And
And so they are
considering
forced to,
na
nag-adapt naman yung mga health institutions, but it was on a later date na. imagine ang haba ng panahon na they were forced to sleep in the hospitals kasi nga hindi na sila makauwi. They were crying, they were in pain, but they were emotionally burdened and suffering. Pero oras ng duty, you have to report. You have to leave your personal, you know, burdens at where you were residing. So later on na lang yung merong mga hotels na nire-rent out, mga pension houses na nire-rent out for healthcare workers to stay for a couple of weeks. Then after that, they get to go home and rest naman for several days and then go back to work and be isolated. Lately na lang yun. Pero on the earlier times of COVID, talagang sobrang hirap.
And considering naman na, mga frontliner kayo, di ba?
Mm.
You're also human, di ba? Siyempre, pagod ka, you said, pagod siyempre, pag, pagtingin sa mga pasyente, di ba? And, siyempre, kayo man, yung mga frontliners, lagi, ano, may mga family din kayo to consider na baka pag uwi nyo sa bahay, di ba? And then, ang sasalubong sa'yo is gano'n, something na human, you can experience depression and anxiety din.
You
Dahil
can't
din
really,
sa,
you
yeah,
can't really blame them, because imagine, aside from the emotional suffering that you're encountering during your shift, kasi nga, you're taking
mm,
care of this one, takot ka para sa sarili mo, takot ka sa pamilya mo, takot ka baka yung next na nandito sa harap mo na hinahandle mo, baka kakilala mo, baka kapamilya mo, and tapos, after that, malalaman mo that you have to extend long hours kasi yung next shift na dapat mag-duty, nagkasakit or will no longer report.
yeah.
Mag-burn out ka talaga but there's no such thing as burnout when it comes to duty kasi you have a responsibility and it's a life that you need to take care of. Kaya we are forced to talagang delete that word from your mentality kasi you're not in the position to do so. And people tend to forget na hala ha, tao din naman kami. Pareho lang din tayo. It's just that ito lang yung trabaho namin. Kasi I heard before parang sinasabi, trabaho nyo naman yan eh. Parang, wow, trabaho nga namin. Pero konting tact and respect din naman. Kasi if wala naman yung mga healthcare workers, ano mangyayari sa inyo? Diba? So, yun, instead of, though I see a video nga nakakaiyak na, across the hospital, there's parang, roster of residential buildings ba? And, ano sila, parang they paid tribute to the health workers, in the
It's
hospital in
good.
front of them. Parang there were streamers, they were singing, ganyan. So, it was really, nakakaiyak siya ba? Na, sana, ganun naman yung mag-think yung mga tao. Ayun. Kasi, imagine ano ba? Tapos um, yung iba nga namatayan sila because of COVID. But then, they can't afford to um, use their bereavement leave that long. Kasi nga they have to go back to work
Mhm.
and take care of another. And you know how painful it is na you weren't able to take care of a family member or someone you value kasi nandun ka. You're taking care of another person. Diba?
And siguro,
Mm.
part din siguro, I'm not justifying the actions na ginawa naman ng ibang tao, no. I can say na hindi ko masasabi na, tama yung ginawa nila na binuhusan nila ng Sunrox or whatever dun sa, it's not, hindi tama yun. But, siguro kasi, yun nga I think it's because of lack of information during that time, or maybe not lack of information but lack of understanding doon sa iba about what is COVID-19, di ba? kasi nakikita lang natin yung mga constant news coverage about the pandemic, di ba?
Mm.
Including yung mga informations about yung illness tsaka yung mga death na, di ba? So,
Mm.
bilang karaniwang mamayan, it can bring anxiety and self, kumbaga parang a sense of helplessness. And at the
Mm.
same time, parang napaparanoid din yung mga tao dahil
Mm.
hindi naman, I mean, they are not familiar with what with COVID-19, di ba?
Oo.
So, maraming mga haka-haka, maraming mga kanya-kanyang speculations.
Mm.
Ah, career kasi yan, ganun. Baka mag-spread dito sa barangay natin yung COVID, di ba? Yung mga ganun. Ubusan na lang natin ng sunrocks o kaya itabi na lang natin sila dito para huwag makahawa sa community natin, which is I think it's a nice, I mean, yung mga sacrifices na mga ginawa ng frontliners natin, hindi natin matatawaran. And ako personally, I felt very, very sad nung mabalita ako ng mga ganun, diba? Siguro, gaya ng sinabi ko, sa parte siguro ng ibang tao, hindi naman nila, but I'm not giving any justification. Hindi naman nila naintindihan kung ano yun. Kaya nila nagawa yung mga bagay na yun. Dahil iba nga yung pagkakaalam nila tungkol sa COVID-19. But I'm
Yeah.
not saying na ginawa nila yung tama. It's not.
We under we can understand naman na, it's on unprecedented grounds, and there's stigma and discrimination talaga
Uh,
because everybody is trying to protect their own.
yeah.
And iba-iba talaga yung reaction ng mga tao. It was just sad that, the people taking care of those who are sick were being attacked. Na parang kami naman yung COVID, kami naman yung kalaban,
Oo.
'di ba? Parang naging kami yung kalaban kasi kami yung, we're facing this virus every day.
Yeah.
And
Pero,
talaga eh, imagine yung, tapos, yung nagso-shortage yung mga PPE at mga safety equipments eh, yung mga alcohol nagkaubusan, yung mga gloves nagkaubusan, and parang shucks, anong gagawin? Even in the clinics outpatient lang yan, di naman malala, but knowing na posible yung kaharap mo, yun yung carry ng COVID or nagka-COVID siya, and nagsisimula pa lang, so ubo-ubo pa lang, and it might, infect all of you. Meron ng takot eh. That, from time to time, parang pag ubo pa lang, hindi na pinapapasok. Yung mga ganun ba? And, sometimes, how much there was uh, a challenge talaga on providing awareness even to the level of the healthcare workers eh. Kasi we have to, absorb everything fast and, learn it. Kasi nga, we don't have time to, sit and, do the lectures and then study it. Kasi nga, we have to face them head on. Because we have a duty to perform. So, imagine yun, parang, and it was really uncertain for everybody. Inubo, sinipon, nagkalagnat, yun na agad, parang everybody's like discriminating the
yeah.
staff kasi baka may COVID siya. So, hindi na
Mm.
pinapapasok. And then, kailangan mag-undergo ng swabbing. Kailangan papuntahan ng DOH para ma-swab siya. And then, when
Mhm.
it comes to swabbing na, pagpunta na sa bahay, it's so sad kasi kinokordon. Yung parang meron siyang yellow tape of caution around the
Ay,
house.
yung parang
Ginagay sa gate.
police tip ba tawag
Oo.
doon?
Ano ba yung crime ba na nangyari? Parang the neighbors, parang, ano, may crime ba nangyari dyan? Parang, bakit may ganon? Kasi nga, yun nga, parang, because hindi pa nga positive, nilalagyan ng ganon na, or even when positive na ganon ba, not, they were not handled quietly ba, for siguro it's dahil it happened so fast that we were just, forced to do things in a way na yun ang alam natin gawin ngayon, without thoroughly thinking of the mental health ng mga taong involved. Because it was really traumatic for people na imagine bahay mo tapos may yellow caution tape ka sa gate. Imagine that one. And um even in couples, no, when um a wife was positive, although hindi naman severe, so home isolation lang siya, and the husband couldn't leave the wife but he can't afford to be infected kasi may mga anak. So parang I mean, they were talking at afar. And ang hirap nun, 'di ba? Parang
Yes,
kikindatan
mahirap
lang
yun.
kayo, you
O, di
want
ba?
parang emotionally distressed yung asawa, but the husband cannot even hug her or just, plainly words lang. And minsan nasa kabilang kwarto, nagtatawagan lang sa cellphone, ganyan. And it was really difficult knowing that your loved one is just on the other side of the room, but you cannot do anything about it. And yun nga eh, minsan pag lumalabas, even nagbukas ng bintana para to breathe the fresh air, nagiging ano pa siya sa mga neighbors na may COVID, parang tapos nire-report agad sa barangay, ganun. So, it was really a difficult time for everybody.
Yes, indeed. It's a really very difficult time for everybody. Most especially, ako personally, I've experienced that with my mom and yung kuya ko. Pero yung sa akin naman kasi hindi naman severe eh. Parang slight lang siya. Pero si mom tsaka si Kuya Wox, si Manong Wox, ah, tinamaan sila pero I don't think na severe din naman. Pero the point here is, mahirap din naman kasi sa case ng may sakit yun na yung mahal mo sa buhay hindi mo kasama. Nakaka-ano yun, nakakadala ng mataas na level ng depression yun, tsaka
Mm.
anxiety na ang
Anxiety.
hirap-hirap huminga, 'di ba? Na gusto mo sana na makita sila, makasama mo sila. Hindi mo alam pagkagising kung gigising ka pa nga, 'di ba?
Mm.
Kasi nandun yan eh, yung fear is nandoon sa isang pasyenteng may COVID, no?
Yeah. It was
It's
really,
really, really hard. It's
really
really hard.
hard.
Oh,
I knew of a friend. We were a couple, so they got infected. The wife was brought to the intensive care unit kasi nga she was deteriorating na. She told the staff na alam na ba ng husband ko? Pwede pasabihan na nandito ako, baka hindi pa niya alam na nandito ako.
mm.
But ang hindi niya alam, yung husband niya nasa kabila, mas severe pa sa kanya, and rapidly deteriorating and in coma state na.
Mahirap talaga.
Oh, hindi niya alam.
It's
And
really
so
hard. It's
imagine
really hard.
parang the worry and kasi magkahiwalay sila that time eh. I mean, they were working, so yung
Mm.
asawa hindi sila magkasama kumbaga physically ba. So she thought na hindi pa alam ng asawa niya. What she didn't know is nauna pala yung asawa niya.
Pero ano naman, yung COVID-19 naman, hindi lang puro negative naman ang naging result. Kahit paano, yung sa iba naman, ah, para maprotektahan nila yung kanilang health, what you call this, health well-being, no? Um, kahit may ko, kahit may COVID, kahit may COVID, they try to find ways, no? ah kung paano nila maitutuloy yung buhay nila, no, sa kabila ng pandemya. ah they found new coping strategies and being resilient, 'di ba? Yung iba nakaisip ng paraan paano sila mabubuhay. They they go to crafting, 'di ba? Mga nagko-cross stitch, mga nagpe-painting, and then marami. Diyan nga nauso yung mga online selling, 'di ba? Nung time ng COVID.
Mm. Kumbaga, they
They
found a new
Oo,
skill and
oo.
they found a new purpose.
Yeah. They found a new purpose in life. So, hindi lang naman puro fears and negativity yung nangyari sa pandemic. Meron din namang positive na nangyari sa iba, which yung nga sabi ko nga, ah, hindi nila inalaw na maapektuhan yung kanilang mental health, but instead they really find ways kung paano sila makasurvive sa ganong sitwasyon where lahat talaga masabi natin totally limited, 'di ba? So they have to survive. How? They find ways, they find strategies, and dun mo nga makikita yung yung resilience ng isang Pilipino sa gitna ng gano'ng katinding pagsubok, sa gitna ng gano'ng pandemya. Eh, tina-try na unti-unting makabangon at mapangalagaan yung kanya-kanyang kalusugan.
Yeah, that's true. And the time kasi, there's a lack of access to mental health support eh. Kaya, ganun na lang ba? Na it was difficult for everybody. Well, everybody's, like I said, everybody's trying to protect their own. So, sino ba namang makaisip na prioritize muna natin to, di ba? Yung mental health ng ano. Pero eventually naman, nag-adapt naman yung mga tao. The governing bodies, well, they created programs for mental health. They created online support groups na
Very important kasi yun eh.
up until now, they were able to mold that one to ano ba, a better system of mental health. Kasi I don't think it's just the pandemic eh. Maybe it just rose to that. But prior to the pandemic, there were statistics already of depression, anxiety, and suicide eh. It's not looking into then. So right now, WHO naman has
Basically, it's not only pandemic naman talaga. Kaya lang, the reason why we discuss yung tungkol sa nangyaring pandemic kasi marami kasing totoo na gusto din malaman kung ano yung naging sitwasyon natin ng bansa natin during the pandemic and how we were able to cope up. Diba? So, continue.
So yun, that's why there's an increase number of mental health awareness, and that's why we can see a lot of mental health awareness videos and shorts, and in not just in social media but in vlogs, and a lot of programs in school or in our offices, ganyan. Because of that, because there's actual statistics that shows that we need to have one. Kasi
Yeah.
kasama siya sa top 20. Imagine, suicide kasama sa top 20 cause of death. That's something to look into talaga. It's just that the pandemic was an eye-opener for a lot of things, and mental health was one. So, going back to the question of Papayo, ano nga ulit yung question niya?
Ang tanong kasi ni Papayo, is the world really talking about mental health more these days, or are people just getting soft?
Well, the notion that mental health awareness makes the world soft, I wouldn't say the world has become soft. Rather, it reflects a more informed and compassionate approach to understanding and addressing mental health issues. So, with current relevance of the need of having one, we need to have an increased understanding on mental health so that we can reduce the stigma. And it's a changing world, in your adaptation of each and every person is different, and it involves the mind eh. It involves our mental health, and we need to remember that among the things that we need as a person when it comes to health, it's not just about sleep, not just about our diet and what we eat. It's not just about stopping all those vices that is deleterious to our health, like alcohol intake and smoking. It's not just physical involvement or physical activity, physical exercise, but it's also mental health. Palagi kasing naiiwan si mental health ay nakakalimutan because we're too much focused on our body, but we often forget about our mind. Stress can do a lot of things eh. It's not just
Oh.
leading us towards depression, to anxiety, and to suicide, but it leads us to a lot of body health issues na we can't explain. So, with the rise of the mental health awareness campaigns and all that we see in social media and a lot of platforms, I would say it's already part of the changing world. And it's not just one being soft or being sensitive to what. Marami na talaga. And it's advocated by WHO and DOH to, increase mental health awareness. And it's not just us being sensitive or being soft.
So, sa akin naman, totoo naman, the world is indeed discussing about mental health more, no? And napakahalaga, no? It's very important and it's very essential magkaroon ng balance between yung awareness tsaka yung personal resilience, yung recognizing that both aspects, no, can contribute to a so- healthier society. It's very crucial kasi to avoid oversimplification and find a balanced perspective, no? So, yun, I can say the essential to strike a balance between awareness and personal resilience na so that you can recognize both aspects to contribute to a much and better, healthier society.
Isa pa, framing mental health awareness kasi as making the world soft, it oversimplifies yung complex nature of mental health and well-being. It's more accurate to say na it's an evolving understanding of the human mind condition, and it's a reduction for stigma, and it's an effort talaga to improve the overall quality of life. We need to acknowledge that mental health challenges and seeking support when needed is not a sign of weakness, but it's a demonstration of strength and self-awareness. Let's think of it as a positive step towards creating a more empathetic, supportive, and resilient society. If you need help, then go ask one. It's not something that, parang matatakot ka to be judged. No, it's not.
What can I say? I think while the global conversation on mental health has undeniably gained momentum, let's avoid oversimplification and finding balanced perspective, di ba?
Mm,
You have to find balanced perspective because it's very crucial kasi.
you're right. I agree. Totally agree. So I hope we give justice and we answer your question, Papayo.
So, let's wrap up our morning by
Wrap up na
thanking
natin
our...
eh. Mag-wrap up natin.
Hindi pa ba tayo mag-wrap up?
Na-wrap up na natin eh.
Na-wrap up naman natin. Okay.
Nagti-
Pasensya na kayo, ganito talaga ako pag maga, medyo tulog pa utak, medyo
Tulog
out of
pa
this
utak
world
niya nun
pa.
ha. Tulog pa utak niya nun. Paano pag hindi pa tulog yung utak
Oh,
niya?
yun.
Imagine.
Don't wish. Don't wish.
So how challenging is it to talk to him every day?
Oo nga. Yun nga. So, we already wrap up yun our episode. But
Wrap
before we
down.
say...
Before you wrap down, ano ba yun?
Yeah. Before we say goodbye,
Mm.
we'd like to thank our 57 subscribers. Tama ba?
57 subscribers.
Diba? Thank you very much. And those who made a comment, no? Yung mga nagko-comment po, deeply appreciated. Lalo na if you have some comments na regarding my mic, regarding my mic. It's okay. Appreciate it and thank you very much. Meaning na you care for us and it was okay for you.
Yeah, as much as we
Really,
care
really
for
thank
you, that's
Yeah.
why we're doing this. And we felt that our early morning conversations may be of use to other people and may give them benefit, no? Kasi iniisip nga namin na yung
Actually, dapat ito
pinag-uusapan nga
hindi
natin,
morning eh.
nakatulong kaya to, di ba?
Hindi dapat morning to, dapat to dawn. Dawn.
Dawn.
Madaling,
Dawn
madaling
conversation.
araw kasi.
Oh no, pagising pa lang ba?
That early in the
Pagising.
morning, you wake up at 4 a.m. and then ayos na yan.
Oo nga, kasi pag nagigising ba, bilang-bilang lang may naisip pa.
Oo.
And then it led one conversation to another.
Wala pang toothbrushan yan. Hindi, joke lang.
Yeah, so yeah, that's it. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining Mornings with Vince and Ira.
Yeah.
And sa lahat ng mga sawsawero, armados, yeah, to all our friends out there,
Yeah.
thank you for joining us this morning, and we hope that you get fruitful and productive information from us. And if you feel that you have a friend who can benefit from our videos, just share it with them and hope to see you on our next video. Remember to
Yes.
put God first in everything that you do.
Always pray and always seek for God's guidance. May God bless us all and have a blessed day ahead.
Bye.
God bless and always take care.